Hello and good day. Today we're going to do something slightly different just because I've got a few razors I've got to get through, and I'm going to do some bargain bucket ones as well because, well, I'll explain that in a minute, but I'm going to do a face off with this CV. So I'll just run upstairs. It's a number 24, so it's their little baby one, little wedge type. I really enjoy shaving with these razors. Once you get the edge grate on them, they're like, well, just like little lasers basically. That's what I always call them. I'm going to stick with that because that's what they are. They're like little bloody lasers. And this one's Erik, Anton, Berg. And again, it's basically the same size as, well, same sort of grind as the 24. I think the blade's a tiny bit bigger. I can't remember measuring these. I'll be selling both of these because I've got 24 and I've got Hellberg as well, Swedish razor. It's about the same grind and that. And I as much as I love collecting my razors and everything, I don't like keeping loads of the same types because it's pointless in a way. Well, to me it is anyway. And I like showing them around. You know, I like restoring them, getting them ready, getting them shave ready, and getting them gone into the world of shave universe, and try and spread the word of not being conned by buying bloody cartridges and all that jazz, and then if not, using crappy electric razors that don't really work. So the bargain bucket ones I'm going to do this gutter, as long as it's shave ready obviously. I'm going to check it in a minute. It's a 120. It's just a bit sort of battered and bruised, without the bad obviously, because there's a bit of pitting that you can feel with your nail, like a bit there on the spine, and there's a bit on like the opposite side to like what you call the face. The gutter's kind of gone, like the gold and that, and you know, it's a good razor, and you know, these are some of the best razors, cheaper ones that you can find online. I'll find, and you know, great steel. I forget who makes them now. Is it Graf and Plunger? I'm saying that wrong, it's German. But I really like the shape of scales as well. Like every single one of these 120 gutters I've had, I really enjoy the scales, and I've actually just done. I've rescaled. It's called a Croft. I'm not sure where it comes from, but it's you know, a 14 style blade, and it comes to me with the most awful scales I've ever seen. Like there was these wooden things, man. They were like massive, like great big chunky scales. Like, so I weren't not keeping them obviously, and it gave me an opportunity to practice my scales anyway. So every opportunity is a good one. Yeah, so the gutters are good blades and everything, and the first one I ever shaved with, it was one of the larger ones. I think it was over 6/8. It was quite a big gutter, and I didn't like it. But I've since sold that, and the person I sold it to, I got really good feedback from them, and you know, they said like really good shave and everything. So again, it just goes to show like it just didn't suit my face, like my face, my skin, my hair, my routine, blah blah blah, all of the above. But I've shaved with, oh, I don't know, like 6, 7, 8 gutters since then, and everyone's been a great shave. So it might have just been that size, a bit too much flex in it, because some of them are super fine, but that's how they, you know, that was their thing, man. They, like, you know, gutter super fine. And I'm a bit gutted about this one. So it's a EDV Nystrom, and they're slightly rarer make in terms of the Swedes. And he made fine razors, man. And I can't remember if this is the one where his lady was the one that honed them. I might be getting confused, but either anyway, he was like a really just attention to detail, and the steel on these is just always amazing. I find there's a few little tiny marks on it, but the bugbear of this one, right? So it's so hard to find with your naked eye. Right, so it's there. So about the middle of my nail, there is some pitting near the edge basically, and the pitting is not on the edge. It's not on, you know, like the tip of the bevel, if you want to call it that, the top of the mountain. It's not on it, but it could possibly hit it again when you hone it again. So then you have to hone past it, kind of thing. I didn't have to hone past it this time around, so I'm going to sell this as a bargain bucket one. You know, it'll get you multiple good shaves if it is shave ready, so you can really experience a real nice little, you know, Swedish razor. And if you buy it from me, and it needs rehoning, and you're not up for rehoning and everything, and I'll give it my best go to get it, you know, shaving again, basically, like, you know, after it's like needs a touch up and whatnot. So that's kind of my promise to you, because I'd never sell a razor that had a pit in near the edge like that without, you know, fully demonstrating where it is and everything. And like I said, like my promise to you is I'd do my best. If you needed it rehoning and you weren't up for doing it yourself, I'll do my best to get it back to shave readiness. You know, 9 times out of 10, because there's no hole, it don't go through, guaranteed. Sort of 9 times out of 10, you'll always miss those little tiny pits, because when the pits, you know, like imagine the blades like that, when the pits are like close to the edge and whatnot, like, you know, when you hone it, when you sharpen it, all you're doing is needing that very fine, top of the mountain, top of the bevel, point kind of thing. And 9 times out of 10, those holes are always basically gone by the time you get to the edge. But I thought I'd just do a little explanation and see if anybody sees this who buys it, and obviously I'll put it in my description and everything, and when I do sell it. And I'll flag it with a little red thing that you can do on your mobile thing. So yeah, I'm a bit gutted about that, because I was excited to get it, because this is in fine shape, man. And the steel, like, you can just feel the steel is just amazing. Like they always are with these Nystrom, and you know, 99 times out of all the Swedish razors, frankly, I've never had a bad one with the steel. I really ain't. Grind's been off on a couple of them, but not the steel. Right, I've had a shower, normal routine. Lathered my brush up to see if it ain't dried out. Still on the old sandalwood. I've nearly finished my Wade & Butcher's barber's use. I've just got to sand the wedge to the scales and tart it up, basically, just tart it up, and double check that the blade is shave ready, because from memory I'm sure I got it to shave ready and put tape over the edge. Just because I was a bit excited, I did it the wrong way around really, but so I'm hoping a couple more hours spent on that and that'd be ready. And if that's the case, I can't bloody wait to shave it. Well, I might not keep it because it might not suit my face, you know, but I'll tell you something, it feels lovely in the hand. It's a bloody great big heavy thing. I put some brand new sort of buffalo horn scales on it with some really nice stacked washers. They're not stacked, by the way, they're made by CNC, so proper dandy stuff, man. And you know, I've tightened the blade up, but I've not used any, you know, high rotary stuff or any of that jazz. It's just a bit of wet and dry. Still all got all the grind marks on it on the blade. The barber's use is all lovely on the, you know, on the face of the blade. So I'm really excited to shave with it. I got it from an American dude, and it was his uncle's, and he's, you know, he sadly passed and whatnot, and going through his things, I think they were selling off a few things that they just knew they weren't going to use, and the scales were knackered. The bullseye, they called bullseye ones, or domed, I can't remember now anyway, but yeah, the collars and that, they were not reusable. The top ones are gone anyway on the pivot, but the ones down the wedge, they were still there. I might sell them on for a tuppence, just in case some restorer wants them for reference or anything. But they had little washers underneath them. I don't know, some dude in America, he makes his like that still. Oh, what have I done that for? Yeah, so I'm excited to shave with that. And I put some new scales on my Hengel 17 as well. Like, I don't know if you've seen the video, but I dropped it out of a slip case. Don't put your razors in slip cases, everybody, because they slip out, or they can. Yeah, so I put some nice scales on that, but I ain't put the little Hengel's insignia on it kind of thing, because I need to practice on it first. I need to practice with my Dremel and see if I can get it that fine, because I don't want it to sit out proud on the scales at all. I want it to be, what's the word? Oh, I forget, but you know, sunken in. Right, let's have a look at this Hejestrand first. Let's see if what it feels like. Yeah, and just as I thought, that this is 3 days growth. This is. Look at that. Just takes it off. Can't even feel it. I'm here and all. So take that off. Right, so I know that's shave ready. Gutted about that. I need to keep that for a while. I ain't got a little EDV one. And it's, what would you call that? It's kind of a bit wedgy, but not as wedgy as the 24. 24. And let's try this little gutter. Again, bargain bucket. This one's going to sound a bit different. Check the heel a bit. Yep. Check the toe. Yep. Check the middle. Well, I don't need to do no more. I'm experienced enough to know that that is shave ready as well. Yeah, so I'll sell that one relatively cheap as well. And hopefully it gets somebody trying for the first time maybe. Because I don't know if you know my story of shaving at all, but when I first started, I'm in my 40s now, and I first wanted to shave with a cutthroat in I think my mid-20s, got one, didn't have no stones, didn't have no knowledge, didn't even realise the forums existed in the way they do now, so learning was a bit of a problem, I guess. Forums were there, just didn't really look, I guess. In my 20s, man, just go wild. And yeah, I bought one, but I didn't have none of the stones or anything, so I couldn't do nothing with it. Just sold it. Eventually I chucked it, I can't even remember. And then when I started getting interested again, you know what I mean, you buy razors and stuff, and sort of from eBay or Etsy or wherever, people are telling you they're shave ready and everything, and I spoke to a couple of them beforehand, like mail and that, and they said yeah. Well, they weren't. I did get one though, eventually, that was. Like, fair play to the dude, like. But, you know, it's fucking disappointing, because, you know, and I always say, like, everybody's different, everybody's face is different, everybody's lathering up different, everything's different, there's so many variables, but if you get a razor genuinely shave ready, like, and I mean genuine, especially if it's good steel, it'll give you a good shave, it really will, like, you know, if it's genuinely shave ready, and I do aspire to not ever sell one that isn't, you know what I mean? Because it fucking disappoint me. Excuse my language. Right, so this is the Erik. Anton Berg. And these little Eriks, I've had quite a few of these. And they're always a bit of a weird shave because they're bloody rigid. And because they're little. It's weird because the little CVs, I always think like the 24s and whatnot. Always feels like there's more of a almost like more of a flex in them, but they're in. I know they're in because again they're a little tiny blade. I won't sell this EV one for much. Oh, sorry, what is it? Erik Anton Berg. Yeah, Erik Anton Berg. I think he was known for his chisels and pliers and stuff. I think he was the dude that just made loads of everything. It's a bit harder to get in your nooks and crannies with the little ones. Manipulation. You notice I don't move my skin much. I will have to when I get older. But I'll never forget watching this video of the old dude. I think it's on like the Sheffield Hawks Gallery or something. No, that's wrong, but it's the Sheffield kind of like where they collated some of the information as best as they could from the old cutlers and workers, and yeah, they had like an interview of an old dude, man. He's just like, God, he must be in his, well, he's got to be 70s plus, and he's just stood there with a little mirror, like not touching his face, other than his rave, and you can hear it like pinging it all off. Brilliant, proper old school English dude. You know, and he still weren't stretching his skin around, and it's because if your razor is good and you know how to use it, you don't really need to move your skin around too much. Let's absorb that a bit, innit? The thing is with this Swedish steel as well, like it's the same with most steels as well. I'm not like knocking other Sheffield, German, you know. But 100%, the more you, not so much the more you use them, but the more you, if you're good at stropping, and they get better. Like, they get better for quite a while before they lose their edge. So this one's got some like marking on it, like etching. So you can see that, I think you can see it there maybe. Excuse my accent, if you can call it that. Anton Berg and Berg, and I think Berg's a place from memory, because I've had a few of these. I sold one recently to a German dude, not this one, but one that was etched. Swedish one, I think he lived in Germany. He was very happy with it. You can't read his feedback. You can if you translate it obviously, but my German is very limited to none. And I'd be offensive if I tried. So again, this is a little baby razor. It's even finer than that Erik. Yeah, so going back to Erik, I'm sure that's the one that you used to basically be able to send him a design, or go see him, like, you know, hash out a design or something, and as long as you ordered like so many of them, I forget the number, it'd make it. Like, it's just brilliant. Like, imagine that now. Tip's good. Yeah, it's a very different shave, as I always say. The old wedge, especially the little bubbers. It's definitely a different shave. And I think, like, if you were prone to irritation, I think you might feel it a little bit more, let's say that. But I'm only surmising with that, because I don't know. But that's what I always kind of think. Like, I don't, I used to get quite bad irritation on my neck from the electrics, and even from the cartridges. Because I think I've said it before, but you get like the 5 bladers and stuff, so every time you're chopping, that's 5 times you're chopping one hair basically, you know, and you can end up undercutting your hair, so then you get ingrown hairs, or at the very least you inflame your follicles. So it's just a ridiculous concept, man. They should have stopped at 2, and you know, that's why a lot of people, they still like the old contours and stuff. Like, I've sold loads of them handles over the years, and from my feedback from them, like talking to a couple of people that have bought them, it's because of that. Like, you know, it's just a great setup with them cartridges, but you know, they cost a bomb. You know, if you're gonna work out a cost of something, yeah, right, you can buy a decent one of these and it'll last you damn near the rest of your life. So all then you got to do is replenish your soaps, and if you use traditional soaps, and like for instance, if you get like what I've got, which is well, it's a Kent, but I mean like a silver text, so like a synthetic, that'll last you for nearly forever, man. I swear it will. Like, this one's done nothing, and I've been using it like since I've had it for a long time now. Like traditional soaps, this one's lasted over a year. kind of thing. So it's like, you know, if you want to keep your costs down, man, you get using these. Like I like my safety razors as well. I do. I've got like you know, Gillette adjustable. I love it. Like, it's a great shave, that is. You know, and if you're in like a real hurry or anything, yeah, great. But I love these, man. You know, for multiple reasons. They stimulate your mind. You've got to concentrate. You know, we live in a world where, you know, everything's like fast paced, concentration. Now you don't need that anymore, do you? Do you? Well, you do. And it's a trained thing, and these help you train it. Like, you know, first time I used it, shaking like fuck. As soon as you put it on your face, it's like two become one. You know what I mean? It's a good journey. It's a good mental exercise to go down with these razors. Alright, that's one pass. You know what I mean? And to me, it's damn near good enough to get going. But we'll do against the grain, just to feel what the little bubbers are like. I've got another fill of Monica this week as well. Some good nick as well, like. And the tiniest of microchips. I've got that out on the 1000 grit. Went quite swiftly up to the 2000, so I don't waste no metal on it. Or at least try not to. And I'm not shaved it yet, but I will be in a few days. And it's always an exciting day. So I've got e-special Parajoras Barbos. Well, I've got it the wrong way around. And this one's a double temple one. And the double temple one's a little bit longer. And a slight, oh well, I'll have to do like a few photos of them, I think. See, I have to be careful when I get to here, because I've kind of got like a bit of a void here. Big chin, big cheeks. If you're not careful, I can nick myself, but I very rarely do nick myself. I nicked myself this week here. There's a lovely little scar next to my great big massive scar. But I think that'll be gone today. Yep. Yeah, it is ready, Erik, Anton, Berg, but do you know what? I'm going to put that back to the stones, and I'm going to put that back onto the 5000 and see if I can't refine the edge. Because I'm happy with it, but I wonder if I can get it better. Let's put it that way. That's a good way of putting it, because I reckon I might be able to get that a bit better. So I'm going to try, give it a go. See if we've got a slight toothy edge. Give it a whirl, have a look. I'm happy with it, but I wonder whether it could be better. So I'm not gonna wonder, I'm gonna find out. Especially before I sell it, because like I said, I am gonna sell these little ones. Because I've already got loads. It's the CV. With the little ones, you've always got to be more careful in your angle, and if you're never sure, what do? You stop, you flatten it, and you go again. Don't know why I'm holding my chest like that. Yeah, the CV is definitely ready. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, CV is definitely ready. I'm happy with that. That can go into my box of shave, tested, ready to go. That's nice. Nice little razor. It's barely got a blemish on it. Little fake ivory scales, quite finely done. Just lovely razors. I love my CVs. I've got a 32 and a 31. To say I'd love a 33 is an understatement, but I did get going on one once and it went over 500 quid. So I was a bit like, fucking holy hell. Excuse my language. I cannot afford that for a razor. But they are amazing. That particular one was nearly an inch wide. It was a great big Swedish one. And they must be bloody rare. Because again, the Swedish were known for being quite frugal with their mines and their materials. Right, lovely jubbly. Right, we're 2 bargain buckets. Definitely ready. To hopefully give somebody a good first shave, that's what I'm hoping. So they can experience a straight razor without buying basically anything. You know, if you really wanted to, you could use the old crappy foam out of a can. Check the ingredients in them. Start googling some of them ingredients and put the cancer word next to them, mate. All sorts of shit comes out there. Right, I'm gonna love you and leave you. Get going on my day proper. I wish you a good day and a good shave. See ya.